Oh my God, Mitch, I'm sorry. I was just so surprised to see you standing there.
Not as surprised as I was.
You got that BAYWATCH podcast, that's where it's at. You got that BAYWATCH podcast, that's where it's at. You got that BAYWATCH podcast, that's where it's at. You got that BAYWATCH podcast, that's where it's at.
CJ, it's beautiful up here. You gotta love it, huh?
I know it's beautiful, but I miss the beach. You should come back to Baywatch.
Huh?
They were getting fat drinking soda.
Yeah, we're talking about how everyone in our age group is drinking LaCroix now and sugar-free water that barely has a flavor because we all just missed soda and candy.
Well, this shit that we're drinking right now has a flavor. This cotton candy flavored sparkling water.
Yeah, it's cotton candy flavored. What's next, Kit Kat?
It's sugar-free, sugar-tasting water.
Well,
It's delish.
well, speaking of water, here we go. Rookie School. You know, all the same.
9.
Episode 9 of Baywatching podcast.
Or
Welcome.
8.
Episode
8? Yeah. Well,
Anyway, welcome
Yeah,
to
it is.
Baywatching podcast. I forget, too, 8 or 9. But it's Rookie School, Bill. All the same shit's going on in the world. November, whatever, 1989. I didn't even write the day down. All the same shit, dude. Germans started punching holes in the Berlin Wall, though, on that day in 1989. That's one historical fact.
oh, so this wasn't the beginning of the official fall of the Berlin Wall.
No, it
though.
hadn't fallen yet.
This is
when
just
Baywatch started.
they're just
They
Some-
started to put
some
Yeah.
holes. In
Yeah,
it. They've
yeah.
made some progress.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the first hole.
Not politically though, just like physically on the ground. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, it could have been an accident, like somebody stumbled and fell at a weak point in the
Yeah.
wall and it made a
Do
hole.
you know if those holes are ever repaired?
I don't know. I think you can buy the
Before they
holes
fell.
now as little pieces of.
Well, how could you
Former
buy
wall.
a hole? Wouldn't that just be empty space?
You buy a piece of a rock or a piece of rock that was on the edge of that hole because they knocked the whole wall down, right?
Or the part of the wall that is no longer there that now is. where
Well,
the
yeah, you
hole
can't.
is.
It's an NFT.
So I'm saying you just can't own a hole. is
It's an
what I-
NFT, is what it is. It's a whole Berlin Wall NFT. Yes, you can own it, Bill.
You can
It's real.
You can own this hole in the Berlin Wall
Yeah.
as
know-
an NFT
Yeah,
on the
it's-
blockchain.
You haven't heard about the board Berlin Wall hole NFT catalog?
Oh well,
They're selling for millions.
I need to get in on that.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Anywho,
don't-
back to something that's actually important, unlike NFTs, Baywatch. Right.
yeah, something that will actually continue to increase in value.
Yeah, exactly. Here's my log line for it. It's Rookie School, but it wouldn't be Baywatch without boobs and a melodramatically murderous villain who chases said boobs into a swim race between the all-new Baywatch recruits on the beach. Much to Shawnee's dismay, Eddie takes the boobs in, while Gina and lawyer lifeguard are away trying to successfully bag some cum. Meanwhile, Trevor is forced to compete in Rookie School, and he butts heads with Roided Ralph, who is the new protege of Mitch's old swim coach.
Ooh.
Ah.
Ooh.
You know what's funny, though, too? The Shawnee thing, I know we're saying, like, talk about the episode a little. That's what Bill said, talk about the episode a little, Drew.
So
But,
that was about it.
yeah.
you summed it up pretty well there. That's about it.
But one thing I like, Shawnee, there was this moment where, like, when Foster took in
Right.
The-
Eddie Foster. Yeah.
Eddie Foster, took in, like, the runaway girl.
Yeah.
And, like, Shawnee looked over and saw him. Like, they keep,
Yeah.
like, hinting at, like, that there's, like, some romance
Will
between
they,
them.
won't they? They keep wanting to build that.
But they don't, like, it's just like it's not will they, won't they? It's like,
It's very.
they don't even say it all the
Yeah,
way. They
no,
just
it's-
suggest it, and then they never go anywhere.
It
Like,
is
she
weak.
looked at him and was like, I don't like this. And then you felt like, ooh. Like, are they going to
Right.
resolve something there? Something
Yeah.
going to become of that?
No,
Nothing.
it was just that one moment.
Yeah.
And really, the only thing
Which
they've
is okay, I
ever
guess.
we never really see him do anything except for she called him to ask him out for pizza
Yeah.
in the pilot.
Yeah,
think, you know,
yeah.
the first episode.
Well, they had one episode where they were like,
And
"Oh,
then
I
another
wish we
one where
could
they were-
love like those two bank robber
that
people."
they tried to set them up. Yeah, that whole C plot with them.
Oh
Like,
no, it wasn't the
having
bank
to
robber
be-
people. It was the Iowans.
It was it was the Iowans.
the
yeah.
kooky, Canucky.
Yeah, the young Iowan
Yeah.
couple.
So that was my. What's your pitch though?
I'll stick to my short. Just sum up what we had. Where we got to see this was, you know, our crime scene. Because sometimes I noticed that like a lot of times episodes will start with like random crime.
Yeah,
And then we're like, ooh, how is this gonna tie into the Baywatch?
exactly.
Like,
it's very Columbo, but
yeah, it is almost.
Not
It's-
as
like,
good.
like you could be fooled into thinking it was the start of a Columbo episode at first. A lot of times with Baywatch.
yeah.
And then it turns, and all of a sudden, like the Baywatch theme starts. And you're like, oh, there we go. It's not Columbo.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, so this was one of those. It starts off with one of those random crime scenes, and I was like, all right. So that's where our main plot is: the runaway mob girlfriend who winds up in rookie school. So we got mob girlfriend in rookie school, who Foster falls in love with.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we got baby making time.
Yep.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
so
is
we
it.
only had 2 plots. A lot of times they do 3, and this is really more of a 2-plot thing in that, like, rookie school and the mobster plot kind of came together.
There was the third plot is Trevor
Steroids?
steroid.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I
the
think that's the
roids.
C plot.
Yeah, that is a C plot.
Because he reluctantly has to be part of this thing.
And what was that with Mitch? And then we'll move on from the episode topic. What was that with fucking Mitch being like, it took a lot of when he like when our Australian rookie or lifeguard like refuses the steroids and then goes up to and tells him like, I should have told you earlier that he was using,
yeah.
like that's why he had this heart attack, like I should have told you. He's like, I guess you'll want me like out or something, like I don't know. He's like, no, I want you in because like what you did took a lot of guts. And I'm like, wait, how did that take?
Because
guts?
he came and told him. You know, he came
But he
and
told him after he had a heart attack and almost died, and it was like, well, now like it's like it would be horribly negligent
yeah.
and like really, really, really wrong to not step forward and tell the doctors who are trying to figure out this mystery,
Right.
that you know exactly what caused it.
Right.
Here's what it is.
Right.
Here, and so that way they could take the medical means,
Yeah.
measures needed to prevent. To help him.
But some people are shy when they have knowledge that could impact someone else's life.
or save
They're
it.
shy about they're shy about saving people.
Especially
So
when they're
now-
lifeguards. If lifeguards
are
don't
real
wanna,
shy about saving people.
Yeah, exactly. They don't want to they don't want to embarrass somebody
Right.
just because it might save their life.
Right. So now that that's been outed, Mitch knows like, okay, you're gonna be less shy next time. You'll probably tell me.
lifeguard.
You know, yeah, he'll be a good lifeguard. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll tell me about it a little sooner.
Yeah.
You know, when somebody is about.
It just made no sense. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And now, like, I want you in this. And then, like, we got to see them team up a little bit. Like, at one point, didn't they team up to, like, I feel like it was a point where
don't
they're, like,
remember the-
teaming up kind of.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Like, towards
But I
the
remember
end,
a lot.
slightly.
Yeah.
I feel like towards the end when they're, like, trying to figure out, like, I feel like there's a scene where, like, I don't know. I feel like the Australian guy is with our hero Mitch at the end, chasing down the mobster.
Oh yeah,
Could
yeah.
be wrong.
When I
With
was
our
trying to
black
think
cop.
about-
With our black cop, of course.
That's true, and that does happen because I forgot about. That's one thing I forgot about is like how he gets caught. Like I forgot.
Oh, he gets caught. He gets like shot on the deck. He's like trying to escape by a boat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then the black cop. Oh, the black cop. Yeah, the black cop jumps him off of the deck, which makes no sense. And then like, it makes sense that he would do that. But here's what makes no sense. And then I guess no, it doesn't. He jumps onto him, knocks him into the water. This like skinny little mobster dude who's like in way fitter shape than this fat black cop.
Yeah.
Who's like, then like somehow the cop who's way overweight says he hates the water.
Yeah.
Only likes it when it's warm and he's in the tub with Aretha
Franklin, yeah.
So he like somehow is able to then like grab the mobster, hold him, and then swim back to the dock and then pull it like while everybody comes and they pull him ashore.
Right.
Like, why isn't the mobster able to kick him and then like swim away? You know how hard it is? A trained lifeguard without a buoy would struggle to like pull somebody.
And he's not trained. He's a cop. That's not his
why
training.
It doesn't make any sense. Another dumb. It's like jumping off. Well, you know, I guess Mitch didn't jump out of a helicopter or onto a boat or off of a boat, so we had to let the cop this time jump on someone.
Right. And
maybe it was the water. Honestly, maybe it was the ocean.
I don't know, Bill. I'm not sure I want to talk about that anymore. I'm kind of
okay.
I don't even know about if I want what to say today. I'm kind of scared after that letter that we got.
Wait, dude. Wait, what?
I'm scared. I'm a little scared about the ocean.
That shit. Oh, you're bringing that up again?
I'm scared of the ocean,
dude.
Bill.
Okay, that was funny, but that was stupid. If you're scared of the ocean, just don't go to the beach, dude. Come on.
We've seen what it's capable of, man. Even out of its boundaries, it's killing people 24 hours later. Dry drowning. It's gonna happen to me right now.
You think it's gonna happen right now? You're gonna dry drown, really?
I mean, I don't know, Bill.
All right, if you start dry drowning, Drew, then you'll be going a little over the top with this.
You know,
It's a funny bit, but you don't need to.
I just feel it different now, Bill. Water. I wake up in the morning and I'm splash my face, and it just feels different. And I'm showering. The dew. When I step outside, it's like it's watching me, Bill. Or it's like it's keeping tabs on me. Something, Bill. I'm worried about this.
I don't know about that, Drew. I mean, I don't know. Are we gonna?
I mean, there's a conspiracy we're establishing with the ocean to take people out, and I get this letter.
Yeah, because it's funny and it kind of seems like it, but yeah, you got a letter. I get it.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're right, but
I'm not buying it, Drew. I'm still not buying it.
Well,
can we just get to recording?
I guess, man. I guess I'll just ignore it.
I mean, yeah, just ignore it.
I'll pretend it isn't real, Bill. I'll pretend it's not real.
Thank you. Pretend it's not real, and it will go away.
It isn't real. Water isn't real.
All right, Drew. Come on, don't be silly.
Well, I don't know. What should we?
Let's just say that it's not making us do anything. It's not gonna make us stop recording this show.
Fine.
It's not. Maybe it had a little bit of a hand in writing Baywatch and influencing that and helping the cop pull back the mobster back to the shore.
Powerful.
But I don't think it's sending us letters to cease and desist. I don't think it's doing that. Come on.
I'll ignore that. I'll pretend that. I'll try to figure out.
It is trying to bring about global warming. We've established that. We know that much.
I'll just pretend it's not after us or me personally.
I just don't know, because I just don't know that we're that big. See, I would buy it, Drew, if we had a bigger listenership, because then we would be on the ocean's radar. I just don't think we're on the ocean's radar. That's why I think you're still making this up.
All right, then what are we talking about today?
We'll go back to what we were talking about.
Well, I don't know. What do we do? Drugs? Maybe talk about drugs and how Baywatch is perhaps the dopiest form of TV escapism. I don't know. Talk about.
We could talk about the doping.
Yeah, how it might be the most damaging and mindless of the substances in the TV pharmacological bag.
Okay.
Maybe the truest definition of the opiate of the masses. Or speaking of substances, should we talk about how this show lacks any to begin with? I mean, we know it's 45 minutes of montages, boobs, with a whiff of plot, right? But to each plot point, each plot point could have been chosen at random from like a raffle tumbler, you know what I mean, in every episode. And the show really only exists to sell us stuff, right? We've established this.
Yes.
But why was it so intoxicating, you know? Like if you ran a business and you're trying to sell all this carbonated flavor water and you needed to hook people in with like some eye-catching art, it would get like really time-consuming and costly to produce Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel level art every week just to sell your stupid flavor water. You know what I mean? It'd be much easier to just churn out an easy, substance-less product since your goal is to sell things and make the most profits. Entertainment and enticing your audience would only be a secondary thought, the integrity of which could be compromised as long as the audience pays attention enough to buy some shit, right? we know Baywatch is just trying to get our eyes on shit.
Yeah, I mean it's a soap opera. I guess
It's some opera. But okay, let's skip the weight training and the rookie school talk, even though we've talked a little more today than usual. But let's
Yeah.
talk about advertising. Because it is a soap opera, but the thing that goes in between, your old ladies, your moms, your grandmas are watching those soaps every day, and in between we got our commercials selling us shit. So
Selling a soap,
selling a soap.
but
A soap commercial between the soap opera.
well, that's
segment.
where they
Yeah.
come from. That's why I mentioned the soap operas because that's the
Is that
history.
what the
of-
name comes from?
You don't know that, Drew?
No, that's crazy. I should have.
Okay,
done
I thought
in
that
this
was
research.
common. I thought that was common knowledge. That's why I said that.
That's
But yeah,
fascinating.
soap operas come
fits with
from.
this theme.
They were sponsored by soap companies, and there would be advertisements. Yeah, they would advertise soap.
That's great. Yeah, that fits perfectly. See, the Providence. See,
Yeah.
good things are on our side, not just evil things after us like the ocean. But I'm just curious, Bill. What we're talking about advertising. What's the first product? When I say
Well,
advertising,
I didn't have commercials, Drew. I pay extra $3 a month for.
yeah,
Hulu.
Bill's privilege.
I have a.
Privilege shaming
That's
me
right.
with his not privilege, but he's shaming me with my ad experience that I go through.
That's
But
right.
I'm not even talking about in watching Baywatch. Baywatch, like if we do word association, if I say advertising, and what's your first product do you think of right now? Just curious.
Truckathon.
Truckathon?
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, where it's like Toyota, they sell a bunch of trucks.
Oh, I see.
And it's Truckathon now.
So an advertisement for their event where they're selling.
Yeah. You said advertising? I thought Truckathon.
Well, that's funny. We're just trying to sell so many trucks today. 26.7
That's
trucks.
how effective that goddamn commercial is. It's still in my head.
I wonder if anyone has those stickers, like the marathon stickers, like where it's like 27 point whatever it is, but theirs is like how many trucks they sold on the truck. You know what I mean? Like
I'm sure they make them.
Toyota employee out there somewhere with like his proud truckathon.
Yeah, I'm
record,
sure. I'm sure it's out there and it's very depressing.
It is. But what I think of, Bill, for real is Coke.
You think about
I
cocaine?
think Coke.
Coca-Cola advertising and cocaine.
Well,
That's
everyone
a
knows.
Clash song.
That is?
Yeah.
And we all know the history, right? There was cocaine at one point, right? But we're not talking about drugs. We're talking about advertising.
We should play the Clash song in the edits.
I'll-
Because it's all about advertising.
I'll play it
Coke breeds
backwards.
lives where there isn't any.
I will play it backwards so that they don't
Copyright it.
copyright
Or
it.
strike it, yeah.
Yeah, strike
Oh,
it
yeah.
because we're trying to sell
You're
shit
right. You're right.
with their song.
Don't play the.
But I think of Coke because Coke, it represents marketing and advertising extraordinaire in many ways. It led the ad game historically. It had to distinguish itself way back in the day when I think it might have still had cocaine at this point or not. I'm not sure. But it had to distinguish
Okay.
itself from a plethora of other syrupy carbonated drinks. So what did it do? Oh, this was right when Coke came out of it. So cocaine's out of it. All of these beverages are like cure-alls, Drink this heroin Coke LaCroix and you won't feel bad anymore, And that was like all the snake oil salesmen are selling these different sodas, right?
Right.
People weren't going to the doctor. They were doing this kind of shit, buying Coke to feel better. It was a medicine, kind of. These soda counters? You know this, right?
Yeah, I do. And I'm pretty sure that Clash song is about like this thing that you're talking about. 'Cause it's all about Coca-Cola advertising and cocaine and
But when they
cocaine and
took-
removing the cocaine.
But when they took out Coke, they had to when they took out Coke and
Yeah.
and all of these other snake oil things had to take out like actual drugs because it got to
Right.
the point where you can't do that anymore.
Right.
Coke made a choice that the other ones didn't because they were just like, we're syrupy carbonated beverages that are going to make you feel better. Like we're still trying to medicate you, kind
Okay.
of. But there's not as much medication anymore.
Right.
So stop branding itself, Coke did, as snake oil, And it was like, now you just drink us for fun. You just drink us for the good life.
Enjoy.
You
Wasn't
enjoy
that like a
Coke.
thing?
You enjoy
Yeah,
Coca-Cola.
yeah.
You're right.
Enjoy, yeah.
And it put a bottle in Santa Claus's hand. It plastered logos everywhere.
Polar bears. Oh my God,
Yeah,
that's an
polar bears.
iconic advertising campaign.
And you look at these pictures old New York from the turn of the century, 18th to 19th century or 1800s, 1900s.
Yeah.
And you'll see Coke plastered all over the place.
Dude,
Like Times Square. That was
dude.
Coke doing that first.
Dude.
Just Coke everywhere,
yeah, dude. And I went to one time. I had this client for an estate planning client, and I went to her house to deliver her estate plan, and dude, her entire house was covered in Coca-Cola shit.
Yeah.
Like her entire house is just red and white. It was all fucking Coke. Like every fucking thing you could imagine had a fucking Coke logo on it.
Yeah, I happened to watch just this documentary on Coke, and like you're talking about all that stuff, they marketed like all of these toys and stuff, and they were like, oh, there was like, I forgot exactly the ethical questions, but there was some ethical questions like, wait, why are you selling like marketing like this sugary substance to kids? Like, why are you selling toys, Coke toys to kids? Kind of like how they're worried about tobacco.
Right.
Looking too candy-ish, like, oh, you're trying to attract kids to this thing that's potentially bad for them. And like, no, these are like adult novelty items, you know. And it reminds me of like you're talking about this woman's house, and there is a legit market where it's like Disney. There are people who are they want their Coke emblems plastered all over their house. It's a lifestyle. It's been advertised and marketed so well that that's what it is. It's not even.
I assume that her father or someone had like been big in the company or like had worked there all his life.
Yeah.
And then I inquired about it. She was like, "Oh no, she just loves fucking Coca-Cola."
Yeah.
She just got obsessed with the marketing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
She got sucked in deep.
Yeah. So, Coke, but all the stuff we're talking about, Coke.
And they make a lot of shit with their name on it.
They do. And like they were the first people. It sounds unremarkable now, a little bit to like look around. And when I'm saying like, oh, Coke, they were one of the first people to put their logo everywhere. And you say that to someone today and you're like, okay, like we see that. We're just so saturated with it. But they kind of started it,
Yeah.
And, the if you just throw something in people's faces enough, they're going to be something's going to psychologically branding. The whole they were the beginning of branding. And Baywatch went through a similar kind of exposure in terms of how it was just broadcast on every screen. Like,
and all over the world.
Yeah, the show's boobs were plastered on screens all over the world, like you say. Baywatch led the way in media globalization,
Yeah.
To quote an article titled "Drumroll Please, Baywatch Rules the Planet," Japan imports Baywatch without the threat of tariffs. For 5 years, it was one of the most popular shows in Britain. People even watched it in Iran behind the backs of the mullahs. I would say it is seen in 144 countries, said Paul Talbot, president of Fremantle Corporation, which sells the international rights to the series. Baywatch is now translated into 15 languages, he said. And this is all, mind you, this article was from like 1998.
Okay.
So that was then that he's making all of these claims. Rupert Murdoch, the owner of Fox, whose audience hates communists, purchased Sky TV in 1993 to beam Baywatch into communist China and other Asian countries. It's interesting to me that around the same time, on April 23rd, 1992, the first McDonald's in Beijing opened its doors. Like all of this interest about like, communist China, like be afraid of them from the West, like Fox telling us to be afraid, but then Fox like selling China Baywatch and McDonald's opening the biggest freaking McDonald's ever in Beijing at the same time, April 23rd, 1992. From an article, the first McDonald's in Beijing. The fast food restaurant was not subtle. It was the largest McDonald's in the world with more than 24 cash registers and seating for 700 customers.
Wow.
Right? Young cosmopolitan Beijingers saw it as a window on the world. The Big Mac doesn't taste great, one interviewee said, but the experience of eating in this place makes me feel good. Sometimes I even imagine that I am sitting in a restaurant in New York City or Paris, end quote. So there's this constant theme as I'm hearing this or reading all this that audiences are presented with happiness and satisfaction that's often inaccessible or not even that good, but which serves as a way for the viewer to escape from their own reality by yearning for something else, but not getting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. No, yeah, it is. It's like we're not going to sell you a tasty drink or a tasty burger.
Or a real medical tonic or a real good,
Yeah, what we're going to sell you is this idea that this will make you be happy and feel good, and this is enjoyment.
Yeah, this is enjoyment. Yeah.
Like, no, are you going to enjoy it? Well, this is enjoyment.
Right. So get on board.
Well, I don't know if you're going to enjoy it, but you've now purchased enjoyment.
Yeah, and if you don't purchase it, you're not getting enjoyment.
Yeah. it doesn't does it taste good? Well, it doesn't matter
No, it's
because
enjoyment.
you're enjoying. Are you enjoying eating it? I don't know. You're sitting in the restaurant and you're enjoying it.
Enjoyment doesn't have to taste good.
Yeah,
Bill.
enjoying food doesn't have to taste good.
Right.
That's what McDonald's has taught us.
So right, and the Chinese guy knew the Big Mac tasted like shit.
Exactly.
But he gives it
still enjoyed
attention.
it.
He gives it money because it gives like a glimmer of the unreachable, this unreachable enjoyment,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
And the feeling of distant shores or distant cities or living a life that you wouldn't otherwise be able to. So, spending an hour of your day beaming the California coast with beautiful people in beautiful homes into your sad brain is a similar glimmer of the unreachable, Baywatch is a Big Mac, is what I'm saying, kind of, right?
Yeah.
And again, from that article, Baywatch Rules the Planet, though the show's unrivaled success has led some industry analysts mystified, Talbot said the explanation was simple. And yes, it has a lot to do with California, beaches, and bathing attire. He says, have you ever been to Glasgow in February? If you have, then you know why this show's a hit. He's saying because there's cold places on the planet, this show is a hit.
Which I don't know. That honestly, Andrew, I'm going to push back slightly against your criticism of that because there could be more truth to that than we, as people who've grown up an hour from the
we're
beach.
in California, yeah.
Yeah, our whole lives.
I'm sure there's...
And now live like even closer.
I'm
You live
not-
like 5 minutes from the beach
I'm
now.
not saying it's untrue. I'm just saying it's ridiculous, and it's the same thing about the Big Mac. It's like people are living in a cold-ass place.
Yes, you're not
Just
pointing
show
out-
them pictures of
Yeah.
California and then sell shit to them.
Yeah, you're right.
Make
I
them
see
have
where
to
you're
buy
going. I
this
see where you're going.
TV
Yeah.
and buy this cable, Sky, and then watch this Baywatch.
Yeah,
It's not
no,
good.
that's why I believe
feel
it.
good.
Yeah, I believe that is a big part of it. Yeah.
Crazy.
Look
But-
at this because I forget how unique the California beaches are too, like the
Right.
Southern California beaches.
Right.
Like, I mean, there are other ones like in Mexico and all of the Central America and whatnot. But like, yeah, parts of like Europe and Asia and stuff, they don't have like the same like beaches like here, or they're on islands and yeah,
All
like,
their beaches are different coasts.
yeah, that too. Yeah. Well, they also have like things where it's L.A. like where Baywatch takes place. It's like not only is it the beach, but it's also like Santa Monica, like where it's like they're in L.A., like one of the largest metropolitan hubs in the world,
Right.
And it's next to this beautiful beach,
Right.
And it's on the beautiful beach,
Right. Right.
Yeah, so it's a combo of both the thing that guy eating the Big Mac craves, feeling like he's in New York or Los Angeles, and on this beautiful beach,
Yeah. And
with these half naked people.
I'll tell you right now that this Big Mac tastes like shit. I'm real close to the beach, and life can still suck. You know what I mean? Like, it's just still existential crises and all the shit you got to worry about. It's not bad,
right?
But
Right.
but I'm not trying to sell it to you for nothing, or
Right.
But Bill, again, Baywatch is selling us that. Coke's selling us that to make us happy. Baywatch will make us happy because life sucks, and you need something to forget about how life sucks. We here at
And aren't
Coca-Cola,
these lifeguards
Baywatch,
having such a good time
Right.
in rookie school,
Right.
flirting with each other.
we here at Coca-Cola Baywatch Corporation can help make your life feel less sucky by making more money for our shareholders. From the thesis of Eric R. Schultz from Georgetown University, a master of public policy, he wrote a thesis titled "Watching Baywatch in Burundi: An Investigation into the Relationship Between Global Television Viewing and People's Feelings of Economic Deprivation and Unhappiness." So here's what he says, quote in his thing: "One's level of income can certainly be expected to be a strong and positive predictor of one's overall feeling of financial satisfaction, obviously. What is of more interest is the question of whether or not one's consumption of television programming will have a moderating effect on that correlation. It was hypothesized that television viewing would indeed have this effect because it exposes individuals to a standard of wealth that will almost always be higher than those of the viewer. Because viewers will then judge their own income in relation to this artificially elevated baseline, they will feel less satisfied with their own real life, their own level of income, regardless of what that level of income is." So that was a lot. But we make people feel bad about their level of income or ability to acquire material things with the content of a show like Baywatch, and then we advertise material things to these viewers that they presumably might not be able to afford between
Right.
segments of the show. You're poor,
Yeah.
but it'll make you feel more important if you have the right car, the right television service, the right beer, the right Barbie, the right indicators of financial success,
Right.
It's such a
It's almost not even
feeling.
financial success so much as it is inclusion in this world.
Yeah, in
too.
a class.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Right. Yeah. And you don't get to be hanging out on the beach with these people if you can't afford this to buy a Coca-Cola.
Right. So, Bill, I'm going to now have a fun part. I'm going to show you.
Okay. Am I supposed to?
You can mic.
Should I describe this or should I just see it here?
Feel free to do what you want if you want to mic down, but we're going to be able give a little space so people can hear.
Okay.
But freaking A, Bill.
What? Dead air.
Oh, you mean of it hearing through our mics? If it does, that's okay, because I'm just gonna hopefully paste the actual audio right on top of it. Hopefully. That's what I'm saying is gonna be a challenge. Yeah, I know that is, but that's the editing sometimes game. Hopefully it'll work. If it doesn't, then I'll just say screw it. But here.
Yeah, I'll try not to talk or commentate.
We can though, because some of it's funny, you laugh, you can say. Yeah. But I have some things to play here for you. Here, I have some things to play for you. Let's go into this.
All right.
I don't believe this.
Oh, this is a much
I'm
later
out here
season.
putting my life on the line, and you're watching me on cable instead of DirecTV.
What?
DirecTV's picture quality beats cable 4-1. I just wish I had time to save you from your cable company.
And we should describe.
I
He's
gotta
drowning.
go. It's kind of my thing.
Pamela Anderson is selling us DirecTV,
For picture quality that beats cable 4-1.
not saving the guy.
DirecTV.
I think we can definitely talk over the DirecTV
Today's
shit.
beach
Oh, here you go.
conditions?
Watch this one.
Mostly lame.
Maybe we should turn up the heat.
So Hasselhoff is
A car commercial.
driving a car on the beach. Hasselhoff.
Put this against your ear.
Very
and
old.
You can hear a Hemi.
The sea is angry.
He's listening to a Dodge Hemi through a shell. The sea is angry,
The
Bill.
ocean is talking to him,
I'm telling
dude.
you, Bill.
That's what I'm thinking.
No, I'm serious.
Don't you quit on me. Don't you quit on me.
Hasselhoff would know too about the sea.
But
the
this
ocean.
fucking, what do they look? What they make Mitch into such a. This is so shitty, you guys. You can Google the Dodge Durango
That
Mitch
is not how you
commercial.
spot
He's
sharks.
giving mouth to mouth to a blow up shark. It's just so shameless. Mitch isn't the coolest
Hey,
or
girls.
most respectable guy, I guess, already in 9 episodes.
Okay. Yeah.
What?
It's just so ridiculous.
That is just so goofy.
Looks out to sea, a dolphin's in trouble. I'll set her free. She dives right in. Then Baywatch Barney.
Baywatch Barney.
Dolphins so happy to be on the rocks. He talks.
He talks.
Lifeguard. Now they're always together, best friends.
It's got a dolphin. I think they threw the dolphin in there too,
I
though.
can't wait for the dolphin episode where
Is there gonna be a dolphin? Oh, there's gotta be a dolphin episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's inevitable.
we're selling Baywatch to the kids. We're selling it to the cable viewers. we're selling
Yeah,
it to
that's
the-
early. Little girls, watch these.
See, now we're into.
Now these guys working out in the rain.
This is spoof territory, right? Yeah.
Bay Patrol.
It's Bay Patrol. Oh, it's hard to walk on the rocks.
Huh.
Not everything from over there goes down as well over here as a clean, crisp, refreshing Budweiser.
You must work out, huh?
Oh,
So
Some
beer.
Irish.
Yeah, it's right. It's a.
it's like an Irish
Must work out, eh?
beer commercial. Oh my gosh, this is what Baywatch.
Don't worry about it now. Oh, I got you, baby. Don't worry about it now. Oh, I got you, baby. Don't worry about it now.
Pamela.
Yeah, baby.
É bom um upgrade, né? Upgrade na Ford. Você compra o Fiesta Rocan por R$28.400 e com mais R$590 ele vem com
Spanish
ar
commercial
completão.
for Ford.
We just describe the last one a little bit because it was.
That was bizarre.
A man is like unconscious on the beach, and then like first it's like a muscular black dude
Yeah,
running up
to-
towards him.
and then about to give him CPR
About to
as
give him
he's like
CPR, and
waking
kinda
up.
like, ugh.
Yes, he's
Kind of a
waking
little-
up. Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't like say homophobic, but it's just a little.
Well, he's a
just-
little like grossed out by
he's
the
gro-
fact
I mean,
that
he's clearly grossed
yeah.
out, right?
Yeah,
And then he kind of resets his his death's vision or whatever. You know, it's weird because he's like in a state of.
yeah. I don't understand why he's like
Emergency.
keeps having. Like, is he? This doesn't make any
Doesn't
sense.
make any sense. But yeah, so then he imagines like a beautiful woman coming.
Instead,
But still, he's like, no.
as he's waking up. Well, no, he seemed to like the beautiful
like the woman?
woman.
I
got that impression, but then
then
some
why did he
reason
reset it again?
It happened again,
Maybe
though.
that's just the trauma of his injury is making this happen more
Yeah,
than.
I don't understand why he had 3 separate awakenings from unconsciousness.
Let's watch another one though.
That was very weird.
More hustle, huh? Now it's Muscle Beach. Put this against your ear, and you can hear a hemming.
Whoa. Get a great deal during the Dodge Summer Clearance event. Right now, recent college grads get $2,000
What the fuck was
total
that?
cash allowance on the 2015 Dodge Dart.
What was that, Drew? What? Now you're doing voices? What, are you just trying to fuck with me?
No,
Come on.
It isn't
Trying to-
real. It isn't real. Just look at the. Come back here and look at these commercials, Bill.
Oh, shit! No, Drew, I can't fucking deal with that. Drew, I got this massive water problem here. Toilet. Oh my god, I fucking have to sink now. Whoa.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Okay,
Oh my god! No.
I gotta
This
fucking...
is not happening. We need to just look at these products, Bill. We need to watch these products right now.
Drew,
I got commercials
no,
and shit.
stop
Oh my
this
God.
stupid shit. Drew, this is not a joke now. I got some shit. I'm not making a joke. This is serious. The water keeps coming out from here. Fuck. Oh my god. Shit, my cat. My god.
This isn't happening. This isn't happening. We just need to get that product,
This
Bill.
is
Watch those
definitely
products.
happening, and I need you
Watch
to
those
come
ads,
here
Bill.
with some pals while I call. I need you to help me here, Drew. Jesus Christ. Hey, Kitty!
This isn't happening. This isn't happening.
The mic! Oh my god, it's spraying everywhere!
This isn't
Jesus Christ. Dude, your laptop!